That's right, people. Treat them like employees. I got this video suggestion from a video that I saw, and I found it really interesting. The reason why is because I've always talked about treating them like employees because there's a lot of similarities, and the biggest similarity is in the boundary section. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about how treating them like employees, what you should and what you shouldn't do, and why it prevents a lot of manipulations. It saves you a lot of time. And in my experience as a guy, this has been one of the most important things that I've done because it allowed me to see relationships from a different point of view. Not from a cold perspective, right? Because treating them like an employee has a certain element of coldness, but it's more so for people pleaser. People who are too needy and creepy. People who are way too over romanticized, that extend themselves too far. You need boundaries, right? The fuck, this needs water. You need, I swear to God, this looks so sad. It looked like a horror film. My God, man, this needs water. So we're gonna be talking about that, and by the end of the video, you're gonna have a more pragmatic view on relationships, and it's actually gonna empower you because for me, it's for example, right? Let's talk about the probation period part, right? The probation period in any job in the first 1 or 2 weeks. By the way, if you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org. By the way, since it's Mother's Day, I'm gonna give you guys 50% off my courses only today using the coupon code BLACK. Right? Coupon code BLACK will give you 50% off working with me. Not working with me. I think 10% off working with me and 50% of my courses just today. Okay? Because it was Mother's Day yesterday. So the probation period is pretty much the period where you don't hire people. You don't put them on paper, but you're observing them, right? So when you're dealing with people, that means that when you first meet people, you don't allow your fantasies to completely take hold of you. You don't say, oh my God, this girl is perfect for me. Oh, she looks like she's so hot. From my perspective, like, oh my God. You don't do that because when you allow those fantasies to take root, you're gonna start thinking about those fantasies. And a lot of times you're gonna grow invested in those fantasies. The probation period, it's all about saying, hey, calm the fuck down. I don't know you yet. You know, for me, it's like a month, the first month or two, right? I don't know you yet. You know, I'm not gonna solidify any thoughts about you. I'm not gonna think about being in a relationship with you. I'm not gonna think about traveling with you. I don't know you yet. I just don't know you, right? And that's the thing. People usually show their dark side after one month because it takes a while to act. For example, it's like a voice actor, right? I could do the Godfather voice, you know? I could talk a little bit like this. But if you make me talk long enough, eventually my voice comes out by mistake. Like anyone who does voices will tell you that after a while, their actual voice comes out. That's how it is with people who are imitating. After a while, people's actual voice comes out. They come out and then you see their real personality. And that's a problem. In the first month, you don't see that. But if you allow those images, because of just how good of a time you're having with them, allow those images to take root in your unconscious, you might end up liking someone you don't even know. You might end up liking their phantom, your projection of them. And you have to be careful. Companies do this to prevent getting lawsuits. They say, we're not going to put you in the books until 90 days. Once 90 days, then we hire you. But that's to observe you, to allow you to make mistakes, right? And so that's what I want you guys to do. Is to give people space. Don't solidify your thoughts about them so that you can have the clarity and the presence of mind to make good judgment about them, right? The probationary period. And the beauty about the probationary period is that if they're late 3 times, they're fired. Their ass is fired. If you notice, the probationary period, there's less tolerance for their bullshit. You take their actions as they come. You assume that their action is going to continue because you don't know them, right? So even if it's your friend who's hired, after 3 times that they're late, you say, hey, Tyrone, it says 3 times you're late, you're fucking fired, right? Like, and so you fire them. You say, look, man, I know you're my friend, but you know I have to do this. The company policy says so. And so this type of delegation of duty, this is how you should treat them, where if they late 3 times, if they fuck up a certain amount of time, if they keep disrespecting you, if they keep pulling away, if they keep acting inconsistent in the first month, pa fuera, coño, right? You got to let them go. But too many people fall for the probationary period, and they allow the person to seduce them into lowering their standards, and that's the mistake that a lot of people make, right? You got to know you got to know what those policies are, and you have to execute them. Because if you tell them after 3 times they're fired, people will take advantage of you. You don't want to be that boss that gets walked over, right? And that's the beauty about that. Because the biggest danger you're gonna face is you lowering your standards to fit them in. That's the biggest danger. And people can sense that. People can sense that, especially when you're infatuated by them. You don't notice yourself changing your standards to them, but they unconsciously notice because they get more aggressive. All right? All right, we're going to go to a quick little commercial break. Do you give off Terminator vibes because you're so masculine? Or do you give off nice girl, creepy, and needy vibes because you're just too feminine? The problem is that both sides suffer greatly in their business life, relationships life, and friendships with family and friends. And if you don't know how to fix that, you will repeat the same pattern your whole life and never escape. Well, guess what? I have a course for you, and it's called The Feminine Woman. It's a pretty much a course on how to increase your self-esteem through practical means, not through giving you guys affirmation and wishing that you stop being terminators or you stop being needy and creepy goldfish. No, I'll give you practical things that by you doing this, if you're too masculine, I swear people will say there's something in you. You look more relaxed. You're just more comforting. You become more emotionally open because I teach you guys those strategies. It's a 5-week course. If you're too masculine, you are successful in life, you are successful in business, but you struggle with connecting. And so that course will give you practical things that if you're a Terminator, you'll come out human, people. Like you'll just give off a more relaxed vibe. It's what I did in my life to heal me from my toxic masculinity. It's a 5-week course, and in that I teach you guys how to let go of the past. I teach you guys how to use your feminine energy to influence without being too sexual, which might sabotage you. I'll teach you guys how to use the masculine to be assertive without scaring people off because sometimes it could be too much. It's a course that balances those things out, okay? So if you go Bronx mode, I'll teach you guys how to go Beverly Hills mode, right? If you're too Beverly Hills mode, I'll teach you guys how to go Bronx mode, or better yet, South Side of Chicago type of shit. Well, now you're just a serial killer right there, right? And with this course has a 30-day money back guarantee, and if you purchase it, you guys also get access to the Zoom meditation group where we both meditate, or we all meditate on a weekly basis, and you guys get access to the WhatsApp group. And it's really a good course. If you guys don't like it, just ask for your money back. I mean, you guys can see the reviews right here. A lot of people like those reviews, and you'll see the results. And if you don't see the results, then I'll just give you your money back. Like I'm not gonna scam you guys if it doesn't work, but I know it's gonna work. So you do that now. Don't end up like Frida Kahlo. Right? Don't do that shit. Y'all just think you guys can break my rules and tell people you watch my channel. You can't do that. Okay? So purchase that right now. It's a lifetime. You get lifetime access to that course, and I'll see you guys inside. Take care. Let's continue with the video. And some people don't have probationary periods, man. They hire people like fucking like that, like it's in the books. Like, nah, like have a period. And what happens is that people can sense it because there's a reservation inside of you. You feel like you don't want to get too close. People can sense this distance that you're creating, and it draws them to you, right? You come across as more magnetic. Next one is you got to have your inner HR. A company without HR is a company that's going Bronx mode, all right? HR is conflict resolution. In my experience, if I didn't have any conflict resolution with women, the women were going to take advantage of me, or I was going to be surrounded by vipers. You have to have conflict resolution. That means that when people fuck up in the probationary period or as the relationship is progressing, you got to be able to sit down, bring out your inner white girl, bring out your inner Karen, right? Sit your butt down and have a conversation with them. And the thing is that having those conversations is awkward. But the thing is that people get attracted to you when these things happen. It's like if I'm a manager if a woman works for a company and their male manager sits her butt down and says, sit down. Sounds like a porn. Sit your butt down, right? She sits down. You're like, blah, 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 I don't like the way you did that, blah, blah, blah. What happens is that the woman feels awkward. It's an awkward feeling. But then he's like, you know what? But make sure to do this right, and we'll come back in a week, okay? All right, right. And it goes from cold to hot, right? From awkward to normal, and that's dictated by the person who's having the meeting. That actually makes people like you. They grow attracted to you when you do that, right? And that's why I want you to be able to have these types of conflict resolutions, because conflict resolution creates the awkwardness that makes people want to get your validation to remove the tension, right? And so then you talk. If they feel bad, you tell them what they did wrong, and then you reconcile. Okay, no problem. Then you go back to normal. That up and down makes people like you, right? It's just how it is. And hopefully they do the same thing to you, because eventually you guys create a synergy, almost like the momentum that goes between going back and forth and talking about your issues creates an upward momentum that makes people like you more over time. The next one is that just like a job, you have other options. They're not the only one. You understand that they're not the only candidate. And that is very important. That helps with your scarcity mindset. You understand that if they fuck up, they get fired, and you got more applicants. But it doesn't mean that as they're working, you're finding applicants. That's the only difference. You got to be a good judge of character, so that you're not consistently looking for more people. Because if you consistently need to, like, keep someone in the back burner, that honestly, that's a sign that you're bad at judging character. You're pretty bad at judging character. Right? You should be able to judge a person's character between the first 1 or 2 months, the probation period, because again, people slip out their red flags. It's just that we're not paying attention because we're focusing on the high that they give us. Next one, just like a job, have time off. You can't be with them 24/7. You can't. You can't hang out with them 24/7. You gotta have some boundaries. You have to have some boundaries. And the next one, offer them benefits. You can't just be a relationship, and the most important benefit is emotional stability. Emotional stability, right? And also it differs for the sexes, right? For example, with men, the benefit that provide is financial stability, right? If I have a kid with you, you provide me my kid, and I provide you the stability, right? And it's a symbiotic relationship. But if they're not having kids, it could be my presence, right? I'm calm, I'm relaxed. I listen to you, I connect with you. Those are benefits. It can't just be being with me, but there's no benefits. Being with me, and it's just, no, like, you have to provide something. You're not God's gift to the world, right? And these are, honestly, if you do this, you'll see benefits in your life, because it changes your perspective. You stop being a people pleaser, and it draws people to you so much more, all right? So remember, people, let's go back to them. It's 1, have a probation period. 2, you're in HR, inner Karen. 3, have other options. 4, have time off. And 5, provide some benefits, man. And that's how you do it. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.